Hey guys, welcome to Smith Auctions. Today we have May 20th and 21st online farm, commercial, and tool auctions. This is our big end of the month one, so let's get started. First off, we have this Oliver OC4 gas dozer that starts and runs. After that, we have a JLG Skylark diesel telehandler. This has a 4-cylinder engine and has an 8,000 pound lifting capacity, and it also starts and runs. After that, we have another telehandler. This one's a Gell RS844 diesel. This one also has a 4-cylinder engine and a 6,000 pound lifting capacity. Next up, we have a John Deere 3-bottom plow, right next to a 6-foot Brilliant seeder. Moving on to the next style, we have a Case 8530 square baler. Following that up, we have a 14-foot Lindsay digger. Next to that, we have another Lindsay. This one is a pull type spike tooth drag that's approximately 22 foot. Following that up, we have a grain drill from John Deere that's approximately 6 foot wide. After that, we have an H&S hay tender that's approximately 8 foot and it works per seller. Last up in this line, we have a New Holland 489 hay bind. Starting off this next style, we have a large white 271 disc that's approximately 22 feet wide. Right next to another John Deere 230 disc that's also approximately 22 feet wide. After that, we have two bale wagons, one an H&S on John Deere running gear, other one is a Mowers on Easy Trail running gear. Next up, we have an N-Tech 4500 tanker with spreader that works per seller. To finish up this aisle, we have two flat racks on running gear. One is approximately 15 feet and the other one is approximately 16 feet. Starting off the next row, we have a Demco pull type sprayer with monitor. After that, we have a Poly Palomino pop-up camper that does need work per seller. And then to finish off this aisle, we have a 2001 Road Warrior car trailer that has tandem axles and is about 18 feet long. Moving on to the cars, we're going to start off with a 2001 BMW 325i. That is a 6-cylinder engine that starts, runs, and sells with a clear Wisconsin title. After that, we have a 2005 Ford F-150 with a V8 gas engine that starts and runs. Then we have the big one, a 2008 Chevy C5500 that shows 83,000 miles, has a 6.6 liter V8 diesel, and is in very good condition. Looking at the bolts, we have a 1986 Sullivan Sea Monster with an aluminum hull, 40 horsepower Johnson that starts and runs, and the seller says everything works on the boat. Moving on, we have a Great Plains Solid Stand 10 grain drill that works per seller. Followed up by a pull type disc that's approximately 7 feet. Right next to that is a 3-point Lundell Ripper. Followed by a John Deere 1100 digger that's approximately 112 inches. To finish up this section, we have a few sets of floor trusses. Starting off the aisles here, we have a Case 95 XT tracks and undercarriage, followed up by rubber tracks for a Case TR 270. Looking across the aisle, we have an AGT skid steer brush mower that's approximately 6 foot. Starting off this next section, we have a couple of Polaris Indy 500 snowmobiles that do not run, next to a Skidoo Summit 800 that also doesn't run, but it is a good project for you. After that, we have another skid steer attachment, which is a sweeper that's approximately 87 inches and it works per seller. Looking across the aisle, we have 6 poly tanks that are approximately 300 gallons each. Starting off this section, we have a number of lots of assorted pole shed tin of various sizes. Then we have a few more poly tanks. These ones are approximately 330 gallons each. Following that up, we have a number of pallets of patio pavers and landscaping blocks of varying styles and sizes, so get online to check them out. And that'll do it for May 20th online farm, commercial, and tool auction. Let's move on to May 21st online industrial, commercial, and tool auction. Starting this one off, we have a number of different riding mowers and ATVs of all different sizes and makes. Looking to the inside, we're going to start off with a 2002 EasyGo TXT golf cart that runs on gas, has new tires, wheels, headlights, and taillights, and fully serviced per seller. Getting into the tool side of things, we'll start off with the Strongway 4,400 pound pallet jack that works. After that, we have an assortment of machinist style drill bits. And looking to the back of the aisle, we have a Craftsman 20-gallon air compressor that works per seller. Staying to the back there, we have a Powermatic 14-inch bandsaw, model 141, that's 220 440 volt 3-phase, that works per seller. Following that up, we have a number of metal carts on casters. Next up, we have a 350 Chevy 4-bolt main engine that's disassembled on a pallet. After that, we have a Briggs & Stratton 2700 PSI pressure washer that's untested, but it is loose. Continuing on, we have a Tech Mac bandsaw that works per seller. Starting off the other side of the aisle, we have an Everlast FCS 203 welder that works per seller. And right behind that, we have a Drake 25H shop press that also works per seller. The next thing we have that works per seller is an Ultra Air Pro Pack 1.5 horsepower air compressor. After that, we have a Victor Thermodynamic Cutmaster 102 plasma cutter, but this one is untested. Looking down the aisle, we have 3 metal shelves, and behind that we have a Delta Rockwell 20-inch metal and wood bandsaw, model 28 3x5, that's 208 volt 3-phase with manual and works per seller. Looking back towards the front of the aisle, just behind the Peterbilt mud flaps, there's a Keeper 17,500 pound 12 volt winch with 2 wireless remotes that works per seller. Moving to the back of the aisle, there's a Sears Craftsman 10-inch radial arm saw with manual. It's wired for 220 volt and it works per seller. After that, we have 4 different lots of Taco water pumps that work per seller. And right next to those, we have a couple of tank cages. One that's 32 inches by 42 by 74, and the other one's 30.5 inches by 30 inches by 65 inches. And to finish off this auction, we have a Yamaha electric golf cart with charger that does not run. So that'll do it for these auctions. May 20th and 21st online auctions. So get online to smithauctions.com and don't miss out.